Hey peeps, how's it going today? A lovely, beautiful sunny day, a lovely day to be out on the bikes. So, as per normal, let's cut straight to the walk round. Have a look at what I'm on today. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. And as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. The more the merrier. Right, so here it is. The Royal Enfield Himalayan. Hopefully my camera, or should I say my microphone, is better than last week because that was awful. So what do you think of it? This bike is an absolute steal. It's something like £4,500, brand spanking new. What's not to like with that for a bike that can pretty much go anywhere? It's got a nice set of tyres on it that's going to be perfect for your green lanes, for a bit of light gravel stuff. Obviously you're not going to be jumping 14 foot doing motocross on it, but you know, for most of us riders who want to have a little play on the green lane, perfect for it. Let's have a look around the bike. I'll show you the things I like, the things I don't, and to be fair, there's not much I don't, so there won't be a lot of that. But as always, in the comments, let me know what you think about this bike. My initial impressions are just, everything's really positive at the minute, so let me know what you think. Nice set of spoked wheels, and you can see there we've got some nice tyres on it as well. That's going to be perfect for a bit of green laning. I do like that. Now the exhaust sounds nice, I'll show you that very shortly. But overall, the bike does appear to be very nicely put together. Now you can see, you know, it is built to a budget, of course, so, you know, the welds and things aren't perfect. You can see nice big front wheel, nice bit of off-roading. And excuse my helmet there, but I just don't want to chuck it on the floor. Yeah, and it is set up for off-road. We've already got the sump guard or belly pan at the bottom there that's going to protect the bottom of the engine, and you've got these nice little guards here that they're going to protect your tank, and your engine's nicely tucked behind that as well. Let's have a look at these mirrors. These mirrors aren't brilliant, let's be honest. I've never been a massive fan of these Mickey Mouse ears, but the issue for me is because the bike, it does behave like an off-road bike. There's quite a lot of vibrations, and you can see that coming through the mirrors when you're riding. Whether it picks up on the test ride, we'll have to wait and see. Nice and simple, old school dials. You've got your speedo, you've got the miles done, gear indicator, fuel gauge, which is good. Got a bit of compass going on there as well, which is quite good if you're going off-road. I like that. Your rev meter, and then we've got a version of the sat nav. Now I've never really got on with those. I think it's more me being stupid, because everybody else seems to work them perfectly. I just can't. But you know, this is standard on this bike, which is phenomenal to get a sat nav on a bike at this price point. So that's quite impressive. Let's start it up so you can hear what it sounds like. Does sound nice, I like it. Now, one thing I have noticed personally is when I first got on this bike, it did suffer quite badly with a cold engine start, and by that I mean it just kept stalling. I had to start it probably about 4 or 5 times before I actually had it running properly. So you do have to let it warm up. It's got a claimed miles per gallon of about, well, over 80 miles per gallon, which is awesome. Anyway, let's get back to the test ride. And as always, hit that subscribe button. I thank you very much. So what did you think of the walk round of this bike? I personally, I've liked these bikes for a while, and I actually like this colour scheme as well. I've seen a few wacky colour schemes with this. I don't know if you've seen the same, but this seems to be quite a nice one. I do like the red and black, and usually red's not for me, I'll be honest. I'm more of a blue man. Come on you blues and all that. It's quite comfortable on the road, and everything I've seen about these bikes, they seem to be awesome off-road, and unfortunately I can't do that on this today. This is just an initial impressions test ride, so I'm not taking it off-road. It is just a little local ride. So let's see what it's like with a bit of filtering. I can't see it being an issue because it's a very light bike. It feels very light, and it's quite narrow as well. Not got the big bags on the back or anything, so not really a massive issue for that. I'm really impressed with Royal Enfield at the moment, and I don't know how you guys all feel about them, but for me, I think they're doing absolutely wonderful things. I think the value of these bikes is outstanding, and I know they are built to a price, you know, they're not the most premium motorcycle out there, and I know, you know, they are made quite cheaply. And don't be fooled by the British name that is Royal Enfield, because they're not made in England anymore. But then again, what is made in England now? Next to bloody nothing. But that's a whole another story for another day. These bikes, I've already said, they're not particularly quick. You're probably going to be topping out, I don't know, around 80 mile an hour, there or thereabouts. And it is a particularly windy day today, and whilst I'm feeling it on my arms, this is doing a really good job of keeping the wind away from my body, so I don't feel like I'm blowing around everywhere. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Gonna do a brake test. Now the front brake just feels a little bit spongy. Now in fairness, this bike is brand spanking new. It's got 17 miles on the clock, so it might just need bedding in a little bit, so I'm not going to hold that against it. Let's try the back brake. Oh, the back brake's alright. That brake's working nicely. Let's see what we like. A bit of manoeuvring. Now it's got a really good turning circle on it. I'm only little, well, if you look, I don't know if you can see, but I'm pretty much flat foot on both sides, so anybody taller than me is going to have no problem at all. Let's do a standing up test. Okay, yeah, now these are in a perfect position for me for standing up. I find them really, really comfortable. They're at the perfect height for me. Oh, see, it's done it again. And look at that, stalled while I was moving. So this bike does have a bit of an issue. Before it gets warm, there's a bit of stalling going on. Now that for me is not great, especially if you're riding all year round. And today is quite nice, you know, we're talking around 20 degrees today, which is time of filming, you know, in April. that is actually a decent temperature for this time of year. So God knows what it would be like come December, January time when it's close to freezing. So yeah, I mean, that's something to consider if you're getting one of these bikes and you are riding all year round. I don't know, I mean, I'm only speculating that it would be worse in the cold, because it might be the same. It's nicely warmed up. It is a lovely place to be. Now, I like the sound of the engine. It's got a nice little pop to it, but it's not too loud that you are gonna wake the neighbours up every time you start the bike up on the morning for work. But it sounds nice that you don't need to upgrade the exhaust. It sounds loud enough and beefy enough for that. And we do love a beefy exhaust note. I do anyway. It's got to sound nice. If it sounds like a sewing machine, nah, can't deal with that. The mirrors are as well, they're as good as useless. You can see pretty much not a lot behind you, and what you can see is vibrating a little bit. Value for money for me is always going to be a thumbs up when it comes to these Royal Enfield bikes. Don't expect perfection, but I don't think you're right to expect perfection at this price point. You can expect a good bike and you will get a good bike, and for the money, amazeballs. Well, I don't want to stop there, do I? We do love a little bit of sneaky in the afternoon, don't we? We all know about her with itchy boots. You know, she's toured on one of these and done a considerable amount of miles on them, showing to the world how capable these bikes are. But anyway, it's not about her, this is about me. Oh, I'm gonna have to do some more sneaky here. I can't be dealing with this. Don't be giving me grief for mispronouncing, because I know you're supposed to say Himalayan, but for me it's Himalayan because I'm common as muck, and that's just how it reads. So don't give me grief for it. That's potato, tomato, all that stuff. Cheers. That will do for today. Just an initial impressions, how I feel about the bike, how it rides. Don't forget to join me for the next one, because there'll be loads more coming. Bye for now, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it.